we need to make sure that our landing notes are sustained well, that there's a lot of power in it, and that we hit the note with accuracy. Hi and welcome to my channel Swar Pooja. Today I decided to cover breath support because I think it's a really important aspect of our singing. It's the foundation of good singing. Yet there is a lot of confusion about how to breathe. Should we inhale through the nose? Should we inhale through the mouth? When we exhale, are we pulling our stomach in or are we pushing it out? When you're singing a song, how do you breathe? Where do you take a breath? And how do you sustain that breath? All this and more will be covered in today's tutorial, so stay tuned. Lataji mentioned in one of her interviews that she learned all about breath control from her mentor and composer Anil Biswasji, who taught her when to take a breath, when not to take a breath, and how to take a breath so that no one can tell that you're taking a breath. And so she got so good at this, her breathing was so seamless, that if you were in a recording studio with her and standing right next to her, you would not be able to tell where she took a breath. Of course, that doesn't matter in today's day and age while recording, because we can add breaths, we can remove breaths. But what does matter is to understand breath control and to understand how we should not break phrases or words while we're singing. And we should make sure that we space out our breathing while we're singing a song. We should plan our breathing while we're singing a song. So let's unravel this concept of breathing. Breathing has two aspects to it, inhalation and exhalation. When we inhale, posture plays a really important part. So we want to make sure that we're sitting upright, the shoulders are moved away from the ears, the shoulders are relaxed. And also we practice diaphragmic breathing, which means that we don't breathe and fill the chest with air, but the abdomen is filled with air. And to answer the question of whether you should inhale through the nose or through the mouth, the thing is, if we have a lot of time to breathe, let's say it's the opening line of a song, then we can inhale through the nose. But if we have to take quick breaths, then the easiest way to do that is to breathe through your mouth. So that's things to keep in mind. So what goes on when we inhale? So when we inhale, our body opens up, the rib cage expands, the diaphragm descends. And if we don't do anything on an exhale, we just exhale, what will happen? The body will contract, right? And the diaphragm will ascend, and that's it. That's what most people will do. The beginners who have just started learning, that's what they'll do, and they'll run out of air. So as singers, what we want to do is we want to control the air that we exhale, so that will give us more power and it'll take all the strain off our vocal cords. So we need to slow down the contraction. It's going to eventually happen, but we want to provide some resistance when that happens. And the way to provide resistance is to engage the diaphragmic muscles. So now that we've taken a look at inhalation and exhalation, and we understand the role of the diaphragmic muscles, how do we strengthen the diaphragmic muscles? We can do that by doing pranayams. We can also do that by doing some vocal exercises. Guruji has his own unique exercises that he's come up with, Dam Sasriyas exercises. I will be sharing those with you in the following tutorial. I will also put in a link to his video for you to go and check it out. And for now, we're gonna take a look at a song and how do we plan our breaths in the song. So let's take a look. So the song that I picked for this tutorial, O Saathi Re, Tere Bina Bhi Kya Jeena. So we'll take a look at how we're gonna space our breathing out in the song and how we're gonna sustain notes in the song. So here we go. Saathi Re, so that's the first line. Dha sa re ga komal re sa. So what we need to do here is we need to sustain Ga Komal. So when we sustain a note, we need to make sure that before the line, we've taken a full breath. And then we start the line. And when we're sustaining the note, we can visualize. There are some visualizing techniques that we can use. For instance, we can visualize that we're exhaling a steady stream of air. That really helps when we have to sustain a note. So in this case, we have to sustain the note for 8 counts. So it goes like this. O Saathi Re, tere bina bhi kya jeena, tere bina bhi kya jeena. So here we need to make sure that our landing notes are sustained well, that there's a lot of power in it, and that we hit the note with accuracy. Re re sa re re ga re sa dha, re re sa re re ga re sa. So the next phrase is a long phrase, so we have to take a deep breath before we start this. कुछ कहीं ना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना. Now you can add some variations. For that, it'll be like a longer phrase. तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, सा रे सा धा, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना. Do write to me in the comments if today's video was helpful, and I will see you soon.